Hello, all of you. Welcome to the second class for issue of shares. We have seen what are the types of share capital. Is it clear to you? Authorized share capital, issued, subscribed, paid up, and then journal entries. If you issue and if it is oversubscribed, undersubscribed, how do you record the journal entries? The last class we closed at the concept that you cannot issue the shares at discount. It's not allowed, except you give it to your employees. You can issue the shares at par. 100 rupees is the face value and at par 100 rupees is issue. You can issue the shares at premium. So above 100 what you get, it is called as securities premium. So 100 rupees share, if I'm using a share, issuing at 130, 30 rupees extra what you are getting is called as securities premium. And this 30 rupees, even if you issue the shares at premium, the share capital account is credited with the face value only. So this securities premium we will keep in separate account in reserves and surplus called as securities premium. Now this account, what is the use of the securities premium? We can use it for writing of preliminary expense, or when you're reading or repay preference shareholders at premium. That premium what you pay, you can redeem like that. Okay. So let us start with some problems related to this. Yeah. You all are able to see the word screen. So let us see what entries we will record if we see this chapter is having, dear students, all journal entries. Issue the shares, forfeit the shares, reissue the shares, call in arrears, call in advance, how do you calculate the interest and all that. Okay? So let us start today's class with issue of shares. When shares are issued at premium. Bank account debit to share application account debit to share capital to securities premium. Like that we do. And if premium is with allotment, then allotment to capital karte waqt we will add the premium. Okay? Right. So allotment can be at any place. So wherever it is, according to that, we will record the journal entry. Okay? So sixth problem we are doing now in class. शुरू करें साथ में sixth problem. Yes. 1st October, the Sinchan Limited applications for 2,50,000 equity shares of 100 each at 25% premium. So 125 rupees you should get on application. Okay. And on allotment 75 including premium. On application you are calling 25, on allotment 75. So actually allotment is how much then? Allotment, I'm not able to write here. Allotment is 50 and 25 is premium, and balance on the first and final call. Shares were allotted and allotment was made. Record journal entries for transactions with related to issue of the shares. Okay. So 25 application, 50 allotment and 25 the first call. ठीक है? Sixth problem से शुरू करते हैं. If you receive the premium, how you are going to work out? Let us work it out from the sixth problem. Just 1 second. Until now, anyone is having any doubt related to issue? These entries are easy or not? Yes. Sixth problem on page number 280 in our material we are doing now. So let us record the journal entry, and this time journal entries may they have given you date, So what we can do is date, particulars, amount, सब अच्छे से लिखेंगे. Date, particulars, debit amount, credit amount. Date, particulars, debit amount and credit amount. All right. Chalo. On 1st of October 2020, application money is received. Bank account debit to equity share application account. Bank account debit to equity share application account. Yes. How much it is received? 2,50,000 shares into 25. 1 second. Huh? Yes. 2,50,000 shares into 25. So it is 62 lakhs. Bank to equity share application. 62,50,000. Yes. Now, after this, ये तो हो गया application on allotment 75 rupees. What is the date of the allotment? The shares were allotted on 28th of October. The day shares are allotted, application is to be transferred to equity share capital. First you have received application. We don't know we will accept or reject. Now we have accepted, we have allotted the shares. So can we transfer this equity share capital application debit to equity share capital account? Next. On the same day, allotment money is due. So on 20 October, equity share allotment account due debit to equity share capital. How much is the allotment money due on 2,50,000 applications at 50 each? And in this securities premium also you have called. You can call, take a pause and listen, dear students. You can call securities premium at application. तो फिर यहाँ आता था. But this is at the time of allotment. And premium can never be credited to the capital account. 2,50,000 into 25. This amount you keep it separate in the securities premium account. Yes. So 2,50,000 into 50. That is what is due. When premium is with allotment, you should record it with allotment. When it is with application, you should record here. But please remember, 50 rupees is coming as capital. Whatever is coming as premium, that's like extra profit. You cannot add it in the capital. You can't say, ma'am, it's a part of the capital only. So 2,50,000 into 50. 2,50,000 into 50. Okay. 125 lakhs. Let's do the entry in lakhs from here क्योंकि बहुत सारा है. 125 lakhs and 2,50,000 into 25. 62.5 lakhs. So this is 187.5 lakhs. Those who have littled out, they can write in bracket 250 into 75. We have allotted the shares, pay as 2,50,000 into 75. 50 for this and 25 for premium. Now, allotment money was received also. Good. 31st of October, bank account debit to equity share allotment account. 187.5 lakh, 187.5 lakh. Nice and clear to all of you. What new you have learned in this problem? How you are going to make the allotment entries. So, allotment entry, when you make due, that time only premium you can separate. Still first call and all is there. Now that is routine, we are not recording. Okay? So premium कैसे record होगा, that is clear. चलो, now the most important crucial part we are going. We have seen under subscription. Instead of 40,000 shares are allotted, pass entry. We have seen at par. In case of over subscription, now if you need to do pro rata allotment, some money you will refund, some you will adjust like that. So how you will do? Now what I am giving is asked as a 10 marks question. See. Over subscription in the application money more than number of the shares, it usually occurs in case of good public issue and all. Allotment may be given to the rest of applicant and on the third alter. अच्छा ठीक है चलो पूरा ही पढ़ लेंगे word. It depends upon the policy. When the issue is oversubscribed, the company cannot satisfy all applicants. It means decision is to be made on how shares are allotted. Shares can be allotted to applicant by company as they may think, they may reject. Okay, one option. Outrightly, they may reject. Okay, one option is कि outrightly आप reject कर दो. That is one option. Yeah. Shares can be allotted to the applicant by company in a manner he thinks company may reject the application, or allotment may be given to the rest of applicant in full and considered. And third alternative is to give pro rata allotment. Example is, suppose 10,000 shares you want, then company has issued 12,000, they have got application. So 12 application and you have to issue 10. So if you simplify this, 6:5. Okay, you have applied for 6 shares, you will get 5. You have applied for 3 shares, you will get 2.5 ka aadha, jaise. Okay. So under pro rata, excess money received is adjusted against amount due and surplus money after the adjustment is returned. Applicants are informed about the allotment procedure through advertisement. When there is a pro rata, total application paid by application is more than the exact amount due. Excess amount is treated as advance against allotment and call. And net amount due on allotment other call is difference between the amount due on the allotment or any other calls and excess amount received. This is looking like a theory. One problem when I do it will be clear. Okay. Whatever application money you have received, what is the journal entry? Bank to application. Now if you reject and pay back, application to bank. I've already told you earlier also we have done fourth problem where application money was rejected and money was refunded. And if you adjust application against allotment, do like this, pro rata allotment. Application adjusted in allotment. Yes? 1 second, I'm closing this file and opening it again because I'm not able to write it. Write on that, I don't know what's the reason. Mark this 7th problem as very, very important. Yes. Let us read it. This is the abhi tak jo problem the na, they were all for the concepts. Now the problem what we are doing is how much you will refund, how much you will adjust and so on. Rahija Limited is a company with an authorized share capital 10 lakh. In equity shares of 10 each, of which 6 lakh shares were issued and fully paid on 30th of June. The company proposed to make further issue of 1 lakh shares. 6 lakh shares are already issued and you have got the amount also. सब कुछ हो गया है. Now 1 lakh shares more are issued at 10 each at a price of 14. The arrangement for the payment being 2 on application, allotment to be made 5, including premium. So how much is premium included? 4. Clear है या नहीं? Allotment is 5, including premium 4 rupees is there. Final call for the balance to be made and the money received is there. So application, then allotment, and then final call done. Okay? So what you are going to do now? First alert sign is chalo premium is there, but premium is there in application or allotment? Allotment, fine. Then after that, if you have applied, company has proposed to make a further issue of 1 lakh shares and arrangements are received. Okay. वो तो ठीक है. कैसे आएगा? क्लियर है ना? On application 2 rupees, on allotment 5 rupees, and on final call remaining amount total 7 and remaining 7 on the final call. And in this one second, application is 2, allotment पे 1 rupee है, 4 plus 1, so 7 and total 14 rupees you want to get. Now in against 1 lakh, 3,55,000 applications came. So out of this 5,000 applications received allotment full. 30,000 shares received allotment, 1 for every 2. No money was returned, surplus was adjusted. 3,20,000 shares received allotment of 1 share for 4 applications. 4 applications के बदले 1 share ही दिए उनको. तो adjust करने के बाद भी excess आएगा ना, because they had applied 4 times. That you refund. And money due for final call was also received. You are required to record these transactions in the form of journal. Are you getting? 5,000 को पूरे shares allot हुए, 30,000 को proportionate हुए, 30 के against 1 for every 2, तो this 5 and 30 को 15 मिले, और 320 तो 1/4 थी, means 320 if they have applied 4 share, if they have applied 1 share, so 320 में कितना? 80,000. So 80 and 15, 95 and 5. Total 1 lakh applications are only to be allotted. But you have received 355. If you take half an hour also for this problem. You remember yesterday's class we were doing very quick. Concepts है. अभी ये important problem है. तो आपको पूरा calculation clear है application allotment. Total you want to get 1 lakh shares money. But you have got 355. So this is what is the 7th problem. Let us do it in the notebook. And they said adjust the extra money. It's not always refunded. कहीं adjust भी कर रहे हैं. चलो. Problem number 7. Concept of pro rata allotment. You know, pro rata allotment भी करो और फिर बाद में एडजस्ट भी करो आगे जाके इसको. Pro rata allotment भी करो and excess if it is there adjust it. So for this we will prepare one table that will make it very clear what figure you have to pick up. 9 small columns you make. 9 columns. First वाला तो एकदम small और फिर 8 columns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. मैम कैसे पता चलेगा? हो जाएगा. 1 or 2 more problems if you practice, no, you will learn it. करो. 8 columns बनाए हम सबने. चलो. First column, write down number of shares applied. Please write with me. Number of shares applied. Anytime if you feel I'm going fast, you can pause the video and do it. But generally I'm making you write very slowly only. Number of shares allotted. Number of shares applied. Number of shares allotted. Amount which is received on application. Amount which is received on application is 1 into 2 rupees. Whatever application has come into 2 rupees. Amount required on allotment. Amount required on allotment is 2 into 5. Second column, जो भी allotment है into 5 rupees. Amount received on allotment. अच्छा चेंज करेंगे थोड़ा इसको, रुको 2 मिनट. चेंज करो. Amount received on application. Amount required on application. Amount required on application is not 1 into 2 rupees. It's column 2 into rupees 2. आप लिखो, आ जाएगा. Excess adjusted in allotment. Excess adjusted in allotment. Still excess, refund. Still excess, refund. Make the columns please. Amount due on allotment. Amount received on allotment is obviously going to be less because you have adjusted. Amount due is 7th column and received will be 7 minus 5. ये लिख के रख सकते हो. Shall I read out once again? Number of applications received. Number of shares allotted. Amount received on application. Amount required to be received on application. जो shares applied हुए उन पे application मिला 1 into 2 rupees. But actually जो shares allot हुए उन पे application money we want 2 into 2 rupees. 3 minus 4 will give you excess amount. Adjust it against allotment. Still excess. Adjust it against the refund. ठीक है? They have clearly said applications. Surplus on application is to be adjusted in allotment. और allotment में भी ज्यादा है तो वापस दे दो. You must be having a doubt, ma'am. Allotment में ज्यादा है तो can we add it, adjust it in the final con 7 rupees? Yes, you can, but they didn't say. So for this problem we cannot. Chalo, read your problem. I'm going very slow for this problem. 5,000 applications are received and they have got full allotment. So what is the application money received? 5,000 into 2. How much is required? 5,000 into 2. Nil, 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 nil. Excess allotment में adjust और refund का तो सवाल ही नहीं है. हाँ, allotment due कितना होगा? Allotment due column number 2 into rupees 5. Are you getting? 5,000 shares are allotted, no? So in that 5 rupees, 25,000 allotment चाहिए. Many of you may not be clear, so if you write it, I will re-explain again. आप पहले लिख लो, I will re-explain again. This is the only jumbo problem in your whole syllabus. Yesterday's problem was just two liners. 5,000 applications we have received. We have allotted them 5,000. They have received the payment 10,000. Required be 10,000. So there's no excess receipt which you can adjust and refund. Now, amount is due on allotment. So amount is due on allotment. What is the amount due on allotment? Column 2, you can write here CL. How many shares are allowed? Second. Into 5. 5,000 into 5, 25,000. 25,000. You need to receive on allotment and 25,000 you have received. Come to second category. 30,000 applications are received. 2:1 ratio. Only 15 are allotted. So 30,000 into 2. 60,000 is received. 15,000 into 2. Application में सिर्फ 30,000 चाहिए. So can you adjust balance 30,000 in allotment? Yes. Is it clear or not? 2 rupees is application, 5 rupees is allotment. So 15,000 into 2. I needed only 30,000. But अब allotment में डाल दो 30,000. Is there any question of refund? No. What is due on allotment? Second column into 5. 15,000 into 5. 75,000. And 7 minus 5. Already 30,000 are received extra for allotment. So can we get 45,000 more? Can we get 45,000 more? Journal entries are simple if you know the table clearly. I am always saying ask doubts, but much messages are not coming, so I assume it's clear. Can you all put me a message for this problem? Each one of you should put. Live class you are attending, कुछ तो benefit लो. समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं problem? Third category. 3,20,000 applications are received. 4:1 ratio allotment is done. So 320 को आप कितना allot करोगे? 80,000. 320 को 80,000. Now how much application is received? Superb. 6,40,000 rupees are received. 3,20,000 into 2, 640 are received. How much is required? Only 1,60,000. 80,000 shares into 2, 160. Excess, can we adjust it in the allotment? Yes. On 80,000 shares, how much is the allotment? 80,000 shares के सामने allotment कितना है? 4 lakh. अभी भी extra है क्या? देखो. Pick up your calculators. 640 is received. 160 we adjusted in application. 4 lakh allotment. अभी भी 80,000 is to be refunded. Working note 1, ये देखो, I am writing here, working note 1. 640 received minus 160 minus 4 lakh is 80,000. 640 received. This is application. This is allotment. Ma'am, first call भी तो है ना 7 rupees. No, they are just adjusting an application allotment और बाकी का refund कर दे रहे. How much is due on allotment? 4 lakh. How much is to be received? Nil. Because 4 lakh पूरा adjusted against the application. Now do the totals. Journal entries will be passed with the totals. How much application is received? 7,10,000. How much application is to be received? 2 lakh. 1 lakh into 2. Remaining 430 adjusted here. 80,000 adjusted here. And this is only 1 lakh. Not 1 lakh, sorry. Allotment due कितना है? 5 lakh. 1 lakh into 5 rupees आप लिख लो. Application is 1 lakh into 2 rupees. Allotment ये भरने के बाद नहीं समझेगा, इसीलिए ऐसे write 1 with me. 1 lakh into 5. 5 lakh. Out of 5 lakh, 430 is received. 70,000 total. This way also and this way also you can write 5 lakh to due tha. 5 lakh is due, but already 430 is received in case of allotment. 2 minutes, I'll be back. Please check the table thoroughly so that we can pass. This is the only jumbo problem. Now again, one liners. Call in advance earlier. Chalo. Yes. Clear or not clear? This is the only problem where you have to, and these kind of problems are coming. 10 marks के लिए पूछते हैं. आपके मटेरियल से कर रहे 281 पेज पे मार्क दिस प्रॉब्लम वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सी 5,000 shares. अच्छा, are you clear? I want all of you to write in working note 2. Application ₹2. Allotment ये जरूरी है सबको लिखना, सब लोग लिखो. Application ₹2. Allotment ₹5 plus ₹4 premium. Total ₹5. Allotment में 1 rupee call का allotment का call है, 4 rupees premium है. And first call ₹7. total 10 plus 4, and here also it is 2, here also it is 7, 14. ये logic मालूम रहना है तो you can do journal entries in just 5-7 minutes in exam. Application is 2 rupees, allotment is 1 plus 4, 5 rupees, and call is 7 rupees. So 10 plus 4 is 14. ठीक है? चलो. Let us continue, please. 5,000 shares have applied for to Baker, or 5,000 full are allotted also. So required is also 10,000. So no excess amount. Again, allotment is 5,000 into 5, 25, and it is received. 30,000 shares have been allotted, only 15 in 2:1 ratio. So 30,000 पे 2 पे किए, जबकि 15 पे 2 पे करना था. So 30,000 is excess, we adjusted in allotment. Now allotment due is 15,000, second column second into 5, 75. Out of that 30 is received, 45. Now 320, 4:1 ratio में 80,000 ही दिए. Now 80,000 ही दे दिए. अब क्या करना है? You have received 3,20,000 into 2, 6,40,000, whereas we needed only 160. So we adjusted the remaining in allotment, 80,000 into 5. Still it is extra, refund. अब allotment का due कितना है? 4 lakh. Received will be nil because 4 lakh minus 4 lakh nil. ठीक है? चलो. Let us start passing the journal entries for this. Dates are given to you, no? Application allotment सबके date दिए हुए हैं. So let us start by passing journal entries with the help of the table. Journal entry शुरू करते हैं. Table रेफर करना पड़ेगा. Date, particulars, debit amount, credit amount. Date, particulars, debit amount, credit amount. First, company proposed to make a further issue and arrangements were made. Read from the beginning. 1st July 2020, application was received. Bank account debit to equity share application. How much is received? आपके पास ये रहा तैयार है. Third column 7,10,000. Column 3. Ma'am, कैसे आया? You can't do like always you are writing in bracket. Huh? Those who want, they can write like this. 3,55,000 shares पे 2 rupees आ गया. Total 3,55,000 shares पे 2 rupees आ गया. And column 3 also, how much application is received. Allotment was made on 20th July. So now, equity share application account debit 7,10,000. 2. Equity share capital account. Bank to equity share application to capital, but capital you will credit 1 lakh shares into 2. Correct or not? Though 355 applications are received, but how many shares you are allotting? 1 lakh. So 1 lakh into 2. 2. Remaining you are going to adjust in equity share allotment account. Application में what has come extra? You are adjusting in equity share allotment account 4,30,000. Column number 5 total. Column 5 कैसे आएगा समझा ना? अरे application bundle only. चलो you go to capital. You go to allotment, you go to refund. In that same, can I write to bank account column sixth column bank account चले जाओ कितना refund है 80,000 देखो tally हो रहा 3,55,000 shares into 710 I have received but only 1 lakh shares I have allotted. Remaining also adjust in the allotment. Equity share allotment. And now to bank. Yes? Chalo. On same 10th of July. अच्छा figures को 2 मिनट साइड में छोड़ो. What is the flow of entry? Application received. Application adjusted. Now allotment due. Equity share allotment account debit. Equity share allotment debit to equity share capital account. How much is allotment due? 1 lakh into 5 lakhs. How much you will transfer to capital? Figures are clear or not? 1 lakh into 1. 1 lakh into 5 is due. 1 lakh into 1. And 2 securities premium. 1 lakh into 4 lakh. Application received, application sorted. Application part you go to capital, part you refund and part you adjust in allotment. Allotment due. Ma'am, allotment already 430 is received. So what? But allotment due to pura karoge na. And why you have put in capital 1? Because 4 lakhs is premium. Now, next. Allotment money कब receive हुआ? Nothing given. So same date. Bank account debit to equity share allotment account. Bank account debit to equity share allotment account. Allotment is already made received 430 yera. So now 70,000 only you will receive. Allotment is to be received 5 lakh, but 4 lakh 30,000 to receipt aa gaya. So only 70,000 received and you have for 70,000 last column 8. 8th column. Allotment due is 5 lakhs pura 1 lakh and 4 lakh. Nice and clear to all of you. Allotment to capital to premium. Anyone in the class is confused? You can take the figures from column. You can calculate also. Routine. Application is due 2 rupees. Allotment is due 5 rupees. And in that premium you will keep separate. But allotment already received with application is 430. So वो हो गया. Adjust. Chalo. Now after this, let us make final call due. कब का है final call? On 30th of April. Equity share final call due. Equity share final call due. 1 lakh into 7. 7 lakhs. To Equity share capital. Final call is first made due. 1 second, likho. Final call is first made due. Equity share final call due to equity share capital. Equity, then final call is received. Bank account debit. Equity share final call. 7 lakhs, 7 lakhs. Equity share final call due to capital and bank to equity share final call. Clear है या नहीं आप सबको? Final call में if there is any call in arrears we will write, but there is nothing. All of you give me a message. Rahul, Smritika, Harshini, ये प्रॉब्लम बहुत अच्छा है. कैलकुलेशन भी आना है और टेबल भी आना है. टेबल will make things easier. Otherwise, every entry के बाद so much of working you will have to do. All clear to all of you or not? Application received, adjusted in the capital, in the allotment and refund. Bye-bye. Allotment due, but allotment received less because application excess आया था. First and final call due and received full. ठीक है? चलो. Thank you so much that if this problem is clear now, then you have understood this chapter and you are going to score well. अच्छे problems हैं. चलो. Let us go now to call in advance, call in arrears. When a person's call is due and he is not paying, we call it call in arrears. And when he is paying extra, ma'am, in the allotment, I want to pay first and final call, then I am not going to pay, call in advance. Whatever is due, only that much should be transferred to share capital. Yes, share call money received, bank account is debited. Call in arrears, if money received is less, call in arrears is debited. Call in arrears is like an asset. I need to receive, but it is written minus from the share capital. Share capital is 10, call in arrears is 1, 9 rupees is in my hand. Call in advance is received in advance. Any time subscription received in advance. Income received in advance is what? Income received in advance क्या है आपके लिए? So income received in advance is like a liability. So call in advance is credited, bank account is debited. You tell me first of all, is the term clear? Bank account debit, call in arrears debit to share allotment and cost. Allotment में, call में, wherever money is received less. Bank अभी आपने किया ना? Bank debit 7 lakh. Share final call 7 lakh. Just now you have done. Suppose if bank में 6 lakh comes, some shareholder did not pay. 1 lakh put it in the call in arrears. And call in advance. What will be the entry? Bank account debit to call in advance. Right? Interest calculation is also there. But first understand the concept of call in arrears and call in advance through writing just one simple journal entry. एक ही journal entry लिखेंगे. Yeah. 8th problem. Shreyans Limited did not receive the first call 10,000 equity shares of 3, which was due, and this amount was received on 1/4. Okay. Open call in arrears account and journalize entries both in the books on 1/7. Just a part of it they have given. Actually, bank account will be debited and call in arrears debited to first call, but this is okay. Just for practice कि आपको 1 जुलाई को कॉल इन अरियर्स है तो आप कैसे करोगे? राइट डाउन कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ call in arrears. Call in arrears minus from share capital. Call in advance It will appear in the liability. Call in advance will appear in the liabilities because पहले से आ गया है, ठीक है? So problem number 8 we are doing. Some call was due on 1/7/2020 and it was not received. So can we pass the entry? Call in arrears account debit to equity share first call account. 30,000, 30,000. Call in arrears account debit to equity shares call account 30,000. And now this was received in the next year. 1/4/2021 it was received. So bank account debit, your call in arrears is closed. Call in arrears which was there, no, it is closed. Just how it will appear, that entry we are writing. One line problems. Only 7th problem was huge भी but बहुत interesting था. Acha, now call in arrears was due in July and you received in 1st April, dear students. Will you charge some interest from the shareholders? अरे shareholder July में due हो रहा है, आप अगले April में दे रहे हो. Yes. And if call in advance is coming, will you pay some interest? Answer is yes. So we are jumping just to the next concept. Interest on call in arrears is recoverable and call in advance is payable. Underline this. Interest on call in arrears is payable to share by the shareholder to the company at the rate of 10%. And this we will pay to shareholder at the rate of 12%. Now this is a loss to company. Rates are fixed as per Companies Act 2013. That if you receive the amount late, call in arrears, you charge 10% interest from shareholder. Acha, interest on shareholder is income for the shareholder. Underline the clue word. And call in advance pay, what we are paying is expense. Period from the date call is due to the date it is received. वो तो दोनों के लिए same है. Directors have got a right to waive off such interest. And call in advance pay, shareholders are not entitled for any dividend on call in advance. Super. Instead of paying 7 rupees, I paid completely 10. Please pay me dividend on 3 rupees extra. No, 3 rupees is call in advance. When it will become a part of the capital, tab we will pay the interest. 10% and 12%. This is income, this is expense. Check. Book entries for adjustment of interest are made as temporary borrowings. Only difference being debit are raised and credit are given. In respect of interest receivable on call in arrears are payable and corresponding entries will be made. See entries for interest, how it will come. Interest receivable on call in arrears is income. You can write here income. Shareholders to interest and bank to shareholders. In short, पैसे आ रहे बैंक में and interest is income, bank to interest. Same way, interest due to interest on call in advance, I need to pay. And then shareholders account debit to bank. So interest is expense and money is going out of the bank. Achha, at what rate we will receive the interest on call in arrears? Call in arrears पे कितना interest आएगा? 10%. और आप call in advance पे how much you will pay? 12%. So with this, let us start the 9th problem now. Yes, 9th problem करते हैं. Rate आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. They not always give. Rajesh Limited issued the shares 1 lakh at 10 each. Concept समझ में आ रहा है नहीं? Pro rata is over. One more problem is there, pro rata in allotment. I'll do it, sure. Rajesh Limited issued at par 1 lakh equity shares of 10 each, payable at 2.5 and 3 on allotment, 2 on first and final call. ये क्या हो गया? 2.5 on application, 3 on allotment and on first call, 2 rupees. So how many rupees are over? 6.5. 3.5 is the final call. कैसे पता चला? 10 rupees. 2.5 application plus 3 allotment plus 2. तो कितना हो रहा है देखो? Yeah, 2.5 plus 3 plus 2, 7.5. So 2.5 will be the final call. Kamlesh, who had 10,000 fully paid shares, all the shares are fully paid. Mr. Kamlesh, who had held 10,000 shares, paid full remaining amount on first call itself. Okay, first call में ही final call कर दिया. So we will have to pay him interest, and final call which was made after 3 months from the first call was fully paid except a shareholder having 1,000 shares and he paid after 2 months. So ये call in arrears हो गया. Company also paid interest on call in advance. Give journal entries for all this. Yes, application allotment, first call, final call. Actually, in this rest all problem is clear. Can we do the entry only for call in arrears, call in advance? वही important है. सिर्फ वो भी कर सकते हैं कि पूरा प्रॉब्लम करें. बाकी तो रूटीन है, एप्लीकेशन अलॉटमेंट. Yeah, but allotment and all will differ. If whatever amount is paid in advance or whatever amount is due and all that is adjusted in the first call. So tab tak to the problem is going very smooth. Very smooth. Yes, read the problem please. All shares were fully subscribed. Kamlesh held 10,000 shares, paid full amount in the first call. First call में 1% paid in advance and another didn't pay only his first call. So the problem will start being little change from there, and you have to pay interest when you do it. चलो 9th problem करते हैं notebook. Concept of interest paid on call in arrears and interest received on call in advance. 2 full pages, it's a big problem. Routine entries and plus डेट का कॉलम तो ऐसे ही बनाया, पर्टिकुलर्स अमाउंट, लेकिन फुल पेज बनाओ क्यों? बिकॉज ऑल अदर एंट्रीज आर आल्सो आस्क्ड अदर देन रूटीन. चलो 9th problem. Start with, now the flow is clear or not? Bank account debit to equity share application account. Application money is received. 1 lakh into 2.5. 1 lakh into 2.5. 2 lakh 50, 2 lakh 50. Can we write little fast the entries which you all already know? Now, equity share application due to equity share capital. Applications are received, and when we will transfer application to allotment? When application is allotted. Means okay, 1 lakh shareholders, we are allowing you 2.5. Now, equity share allotment due. Allotment due हो रहा है. Allotment per share, check your problem number 9 on page 283. देखो. Allotment due कितना है? 3 rupees. To equity share capital. 3 lakh. 3 lakh. Allotment due. Now, equity share allotment to capital तो due हो गया. Now, bank to equity share allotment. You can also write in brief because this is a big problem and we are going slow in calculation. Bank to application किए, due allot हुए तब transfer करो capital में. Allotment first make it due and now allotment is also received. Now it's time to make first call. Equity share first call debit. How much is first call? 2 rupees. 2 lakh. To equity share capital. Equity share first call को due करो. To equity share capital. First call due. To equity share capital. Now, I want you all to read the problem again. All shareholders fully subscribed except Mr. Nair who held 10,000. One second. Huh? All the shares were fully subscribed except Mr. Kamlesh, who held 10,000 fully paid shares amounted on the first call. The final call, okay. So 10,000 shares पे final call भी आ गया. Final call था कितना due? 2.5. Okay. So now you have received 2.5 extra. आ जाओ, please come here. Equity share first call debit to equity share capital. Now, bank account debit. To equity share first call. First call तो आ गया 2 lakh plus call in advance from Kamlesh 10,000 into 2.5, 25,000. Anyone in the class is having doubt? First call was due 2 lakh. First call to received. But one Mr. Kamlesh, he paid call in advance 25,000. So total received is 2,25,000. Now, final call due. Equity share, final call due. 1 lakh into 2.5. Last 2.5. 2. Equity share capital. 2.5 lakh, 2.5 lakh. Final call due. Now in final call, one shareholder did not pay. तो बैंक अकाउंट में कम पैसे आएंगे. बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट. Can we adjust call in advance? Kamlesh has already paid 20,000. First call के time में second call he paid. So now can we adjust that 25,000? Yes. Can we adjust the call in arrears? Who didn't pay call in arrears? 1,000 rupees. One shareholder is holding 1,000 shares. 2.5, 2,500. Two equity share final call. 2,50,000 you had to receive. 1 lakh shareholders, 2,50,000. So 10,000 into 2.5 तो पहले ही आ गया था. 1,000 into 2.5 we are not going to receive. So out of 1 lakh shares, 11,000 shares पे तो मिलना ही नहीं है. So 89,000 into 2.5 you have received. $222,500. You can take this as balancing figure also. यहां से थोड़ी एंट्री में ट्रिक है, करो आप अच्छे से. Do it. After this problem, we'll take a break. Bank account debit. Why 89,000? 1 lakh I had made due. Out of 1 lakh, 10,000 तो paid in advance. Adjust कर दो. ये रहा, call in advance आ गए. 1,000 they said we'll pay later. So 11,000 will pay. Now it's time to pay interest to the shareholders. So we will pay interest at the rate of 12% on call in advance. पहले वो करते हैं. Interest on call in advance to shareholders account. Interest on call in advance to shareholders account. कितना interest? Which shareholder has given advance? 25,000 call in advance. We need to pay 12% interest for how many months it's given? Kamlesh paid 10,000 fully paid first call. Final call was made after 3 months. So 3 months के लिए call in advance आया है. Pay interest. 25,000 into 12% into 3 by 12. 750 interest I have to pay to shareholder. Immediately shareholders account debit to bank. Shareholders account debit to bank. Interest on call in advance to the shareholders and shareholders to bank. Now it's time to receive interest. Shareholders account debit to interest on call in arrears. Call in arrears last May, 2,500, 10%. Call in arrears paid after 2 months. 2 months के बाद. So 2 months so we will charge interest. 2 months we will charge interest. 2,500 into 10% into 2 divided by 12. 41.67 interest we will charge. 41.67 interest we will charge, means we will receive as income. And after 2 months, you have to write, After 2 months, bank account debit 2541.67. After 2 months, call in arrears, ये जो था ना, call in arrears debit, अब वो भी receive कर लो. Bank account debit to call in arrears. How much is due call in arrears? आना था ना यहाँ पे, you have put in call in arrears 2500 and shareholders account bracket में interest जो आपने डाल के रखा था, shareholders debit to interest. Call that also, call this also, both you call by check. Both you call by check. Is the flow of the problem clear? Check the flow of the problem. Application received, shares allotted. Allotment due, received. First call due, first call received but with some advance. Final call due, final call में call in advance को adjust किया और कुछ call in arrears रह गया. Now call in advance पे we will pay the interest and call in arrears पे we will receive the interest along with the call due after 2 months. They have given 2 months and 1 month. We will take it like this. Otherwise, they can give like, they can give like dates that first call was due and it was received on 3rd month and so on. So do accordingly. We will take a break now and then we will continue with the forfeited shares. Okay, right. Okay. As you resume, one thing before we go on to new concept, what we have studied in today's class, pro rata allotment. That's very easy. And we studied this problem right now, wherein on interest on arrears, okay? Interest on arrears we have to pay. We have to receive interest on arrears at 10%. And we have to pay interest on advance at 12%. Okay. So this was a nice problem. Now some of you may be thinking, ma'am, बाकी chapters में आप concept पढ़ाते हैं, फिर practice कराते हैं and all. But this chapter is like, even in the 9th problem, when we are doing call in advance and all, this whole flow is already revised. Application due and application received and then allotment done. Allotment due and received, first call due and received, final call due. So that flow is practiced cumulative in every problem. So much number of problems are not needed. These are quality good problems. You can rely and you can do these. Okay. And for practice, some assignment problems I have included at the end. I will discuss all that also. Okay. Chalo. Now we are going to a very conflicting topic. You can say forfeit the shares. Last problem. अभी जो हमने problem किया, क्या किया हमने? There were some call in arrears. 1000 shares were there and 2.5 they didn't pay. So we said when you pay 41.67 interest also, just in the last problem. So now after 2 months, call in arrears is received. Good. If it is not received after 6 months, how long will you carry the call in arrears? Share capital is 10,000, less call in arrears 1,000, outer column 9,000. Meaning 1,000 will come from that share. How long? So up to a limit, you have to wait for the call due and not received. If not, you can forfeit the shares. Means seize the shares and cancel it. It's all online. You can't physically go to that person's house. हमारे share वापस दो, नहीं, ऐसे नहीं होता. It's all in the electronic account. So those shares are seized. But ma'am, he has already paid the application and allotment and first call 7.5. Only 2.5 he didn't pay. 7.5 rupees you will forfeit and you will not give it back to him. ठीक है, he's saying 2.5 I am not able to pay, मेरा पैसा वापस दे दो. No. Whatever amount is received, you can forfeit that. Whatever is not received and call in arrears is standing, cancel it. So now when shares are forfeited, the entries are simple, but the problem is securities premium. Now securities premium be reverse hoga, so there are two options. Let us see over here. ठीक है, चलो. Forfeiture means taking away of the property and all, but in case of shares and all, forfeiture is company is taking the shares and cancelling it. Directors are usually empowered by articles to forfeit the shares, and when shares are forfeited, title of such shareholder is extinguished, but amount paid to date is not refunded. Underline. Okay ma'am, I'm not able to pay final installment. What I paid, वो तो वापस दो. नहीं देते. The shareholder then has no further claim, and the power of forfeiture must be exercised strictly having regard to the rules. Articles will give all rule, timings and all. Okay, to forfeit the shares. Articles of company usually authorize directors to forfeit shares of company on account of non-payment of call interest after serving prior notices. Directors also have got a right to cancel the forfeited shares. Shares forfeit to karo, फिर देखेंगे. Sometimes we can cancel, sometimes we can reissue also. First you learn how to forfeit the shares. At the time of passing entry for forfeited shares, amount called up, we should know in respect of forfeited shares, amount already received and amount due but not received. This is the reason you are forfeiting, no? Right? Share capital will be debited with the called up capital and it will be done. Forfeited shares will be credited with the amount already. ये देखो. Share capital debit, number of shares into called up, application, allotment, first call, तब तो हो गया था ना? So in short, dear students, application to equity share capital, allotment to equity, first call, equity में drop कितना था? See the drop box, equity share capital, reverse it, empty it. Equity share capital debit called up. Two forfeited shares, whatever amount you have received and forfeited. 2 rupees application, 3 rupees allotment, 2 rupees first call. Itna to you have paid, no, we will forfeit. And now 2 share, first call, final call, what is due but not received. Clear? If 50% clear also okay, because this is not a concept. This is a step method which you need to work on. Meaning should be clear. Share forfeitures are cancel the shares. Yes, right. For this, let us take up the 10th problem. Suresh Limited forfeited 30,000 equity shares held up by Ramesh for non-payment. Suresh Ramesh reminds me of 5-star ad, no? So nice names are given by the typist. Suresh Limited have forfeited 30,000 equity shares of 10 each held by Ramesh for non-payment of the final call. ये clear है या नहीं आपको? कितना call आना है? 4. So you should know कि 6 rupees he has already paid. However, he paid application 2, allotment 4. These shares were original issued at par. Superb. How much you have received? 6 rupees. How much you will forfeit? 6 rupees. What about 4 rupees? Call was due but not received. जब call due होगा तो equity share call account debit to equity share capital. Call debit to capital. Now reverse. 10th problem. Problem number 10. अभी करते हैं नोटबुक. concept of shares forfeited. Whatever amount is received is forfeited, and what is due and not received is reversed. Shall we write it? It will look nice. Whatever amount is received, application, allotment, etc. जो भी है, whatever amount is received is forfeited. एकदम forfeit कर लो. Whatever amount is received is forfeited, and whatever amount is due and not received is reversed. Due and not received is reversed. Super clear? Chalo, with this 10th problem. So you have forfeited 30,000 shares. Equity, share, capital, debit. 30,000 into 10. 3 lakh. Equity, share, capital, debit, 30,000 into 10. 3 lakh. 2. Equity, share, final call. See, final call was due and not received, 4 rupees. 30,000 into 4. 1,20,000. 2. Forfeited shares account. Forfeited shares account. In Inter, you will learn where will you write forfeited shares, call in arrears and all in balance sheet. Forfeited shares account. Okay, 30,000 into 6 is received now. Forfeit. What is due? जब final call due होगा तो final call to capital. So exchange now. Final call credit. Equity, share, capital, debit to equity, share, final call to forfeited shares account. Problem number 10th is over. Just small concepts are there. और एक करते हैं, the next one. Check all of you with me, please. I hope you all are taking the printout. Hitesh Limited forfeited 20,000 equity shares of 10 each, 8 called up for non-payment of first call. Now see, called up is only 8. 2 rupees तो call ही नहीं हुआ. So equity share will be debited only with 8. Equity share debit with 8, which is called up, because called up is only credited. Application to capital, allotment to capital, first call. तो 8 rupees से ही entry pass होगी, blunder मत करना. Application money 2 and allotment 4 have already been received. 6. Only first call is due and not received. Give the journal entry assuming that amount which is due and not received is already transferred to call in arrears. Call in arrears में transfer हो गया है. 11th problem. Just one single entry you have to pass. For 11th problem, one single entry. Equity, share, capital, account, debit. Oh, sorry, why am I writing 30,000? 20,000 equity shares are there and you have called up only 8. Final call तो अभी तक किया ही नहीं है. 1,60,000 debit. 2. Call in arrears. 20,000 into 2. 40,000 you have called and it is in arrears. and 2 forfeited shares. 20,000 into 6, 1,20,000. बोलो. Equity share capital 20,000 into 8. Someone may be having doubt, why didn't I do it with 10? Because only 8 is called up. 2 का तो अभी due entry नहीं हुआ है कि share final call debit to capital. तो why will I reverse the capital? 20,000 into 8. 2 call in arrears. Call in arrears कितना है? 20,000 into 2. और forfeited shares कितना है? 20,000 into 6. You know how to 6 came? 2 rupees is application plus 4 rupees is allotment. Isn't it very easy? Whatever you have received forfeit, whatever you have called and not received reverse, either call in arrears or first call. जो जैसे बोलना है वैसे. Okay, right. Once you know that how equity shares are forfeited, I'll just stop after this concept. एक और concept में forfeited को reissue करना I will teach tomorrow. But forfeited shares करते हैं तब you have to be very careful because in case of forfeitures you are reversing the capital. So if you have received premium, then how? I hope you are getting what I'm saying. मैम अलॉटमेंट में कैपिटल के साथ प्रीमियम भी क्रेडिट किए थे तो अब क्या प्रीमियम रिवर्स होगा? आंसर इज नो. प्रीमियम इज रिवर्स्ड इफ इट इज ड्यू एंड नॉट रिसीव्ड. लिसन, थोड़ा इन डेप्थ कॉन्सेप्ट है बट एग्जांपल्स आर देयर, इट विल बी क्लियर. आई हैव कॉल्ड अलॉटमेंट में 1 rupee plus 4 rupee premium. Now if you don't pay allotment while reversing 1 rupee, I'll reverse 4 rupee also. Because premium is due and not received reverse. Once premium is received, you cannot reverse. Once premium is received, you cannot reverse. I'll explain you this 11th problem के बाद एक छोटा सा problem है, उसके साथ I'll explain this. One second. Yeah, check this. In case share capital will be debited with the called up value of the share forfeited if premium on shares has not been received. Securities premium will be debited to cancel, allotment, call and all. If premium is already received, it cannot be cancelled even if shares are shares to cancel ho gaye. Securities premium once received, you cannot debit it. You can debit and use it for limited purpose, which I already told you yesterday, to write off preliminary expense. Otherwise, you cannot debit securities premium if it is received. If it is not received, reverse kar lo. Ye dekho. If premium is not received, share capital debit, securities premium debit. Okay. To allotment, first call, which is due but not received, and forfeited amount, whatever is received. If premium is already received, तब क्या entry pass करोगे? If premium is already received, तब क्या करोगे? Only capital debit, allotment, first call and all. Premium once received cannot be reversed. Clear to all of you? Once the premium is received, it cannot be reversed. Some points, I'll make you write as boosters, please. आज ही लिख लेंगे ये छोटा एक प्रॉब्लम करने के बाद, और रीइश्यू के प्रॉब्लम्स तो कल करेंगे. Yeah, listen. Dinesh Limited forfeited 5,000 equity shares of 100 each called up. They were issued at premium. Amount payable on application is 20. On allotment including premium, 20. On first call. Only application money was received. Allotment was due but not received. So can I reverse that? Answer is yes. बाकी तो कुछ भी नहीं है. Yes. So rest all is due and not. See, like a prayer, we should know the format of this in a nicer way. Debit the equity share capital with paid up. So what is paid up? Only 2 rupees. Only 2 rupees. आपको 2 rupees नहीं, sorry. Application में जो 20 rupees है. Premium debit if it is not received. Yes. Here premium was with allotment and it is not received. Third is whatever is due and not received. Due and not received, reverse. Due and not received, reverse. Whatever is due and received, forfeit. Due and received, forfeit. So simple. You want me to give this as a booster note? Tell me. And if it is very clear, fine. Let us do this small 12th problem. ये सब सिर्फ conceptual problem है. बड़े problem अभी तक 2 ही किए हैं. एक pro rata allotment और एक call in arrears advance. Both we have done in today's class. Yesterday's was the only base building. चलो. So we have forfeited 5,000 shares. Equity share capital debit 5,000 into 20. 5,000 into 1 second. One second. Yeah. Equity share capital debit 5,000 into 20. Now, securities premium I will debit because it is not received. How much is securities premium? 20. Debit that also because it is not received. अच्छा, फर्स्ट कॉल फाइनल कॉल सब कर लिए. सॉरी, हाँ, कॉल्ड अप कैपिटल इज 100. पूरा कॉल तो कर लिए ना. दे डिडंट पे. सॉरी, इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल शुड बी डेबिटेड विद द कॉल्ड अप. So you have called 100, reverse 5,000 into 100. Securities premium you have received. खास लिखो for your understanding. Not received. So you reverse 1 lakh. Now, what is due and not received? Equity share allotment. कितना है? How much was allotment? Including the premium, 50. Look at the second line. Allotment is 50. $250,000. Equity share first call. Due हो गया, मिला नहीं. 5,000 into 20. Due but not received. Reverse it. 5,000 into 50. 2,50,000. Equity share final call. अच्छा, फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल मिला के है. फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल मिला के है 50. इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल डेबिट 5000 into 100, 5 lakh पूरा कॉल कर लिए. प्रीमियम डेबिट बिकॉज इट वाज ड्यू इन अलॉटमेंट एंड नॉट रिसीव्ड. Equity share allotment due and not received. Equity share. So what is to be forfeited? 2 forfeited shares. 5000 into 20. 1 lakh. 6 lakhs and 6 lakhs. Total tallied. देखो. Only 20 rupees application was received. So forfeit that. Or अलॉटमेंट तो आया नहीं, फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल भी आया नहीं. नाइस. चलो, let us take up one more last problem for today and then we will close. ये देखो, Mr. Mehan has applied for 1000 shares. Application 2, but has been allotted only 600 shares. Okay. Shares have face value 10 and premium 2, which is payable with allotment. तो जो एक्स्ट्रा पैसे हैं वो अलॉटमेंट तो एडजस्ट करोगे. फाइनल कॉल 5. एप्लीकेशन 2, allotment 5, so 7, and final call 5, so total 12. 10 plus 2, 12. Now Mehan doesn't pay allotment money and the final call and his shares are forfeited. Okay, पहले तो एप्लीकेशन को एडजस्ट करो अलॉटमेंट में. Okay, but then here he is not paying the allotment and the final call. और प्रीमियम कब आना था? अलॉटमेंट में. So will you reverse the securities premium? Yes. Nowhere they are saying that application is adjusted against allotment, so don't adjust. I hope you are getting. फिर से पढ़ो. He had applied 1000 shares. He paid 1000 into 2. Don't know why sometimes the screen goes blank and then I have to reset. Just 5-10 minutes and we'll close a small concept. Learn the forfeiture properly so that reissue becomes easier for all of you. ये देखो. Mehan has applied for 1000 shares and paying application 2, but he allotted only 600 shares. They didn't say that what he paid extra, so it must have been refunded. Shares have face value 10. Allotment first call कुछ आया ही नहीं. Now Mehan doesn't pay allotment and final call. So allotment and final call is due but not received. Reverse. Application is due and received. Forfeit. And premium reverse because it's a part of allotment not received. Following entry will be forfeited. ठीक है ना? Clear है? 13 प्रॉब्लम करते हैं. चलो साथ. Problem number 13. Equity share capital debit. What is due? Equity share capital debit. What is due? I mean say called up. तो पूरा ही कॉल कर लिए ना. 600 into 10. You have to make first and final call all. Securities premium debit because it is not received 1200. 2. Share for teacher account. 2 share forfeited account. What is received? एक बार फिर से देखो, अलॉटमेंट और फाइनल कॉल तो नहीं आया, ओनली 2 रुपीज एप्लीकेशन हैज कम, तो वही फोरफीट कर लो। But he has paid application 1000 into 2. 1 second. Huh? 1000 into 2. So forfeit 2000. Now, what is not due? Cancel it. Due and not received, cancel it. So, share allotment. Share allotment was due. कितना था? 600 into 5. 3000. Share allotment was due 3000, but application में, okay, I'll have to make a working only इसके लिए. Don't write like this. We'll write working note 1 और यहाँ पे लिख दो share final call. I'll explain you. आप लिख लो share final call 600 into 5, 3000. इसको बैलेंसिंग फिगर लिखो 7200 माइनस करके, I'll tell you the working. Nice problem. $7,200 minus 2,000 minus 3,000. How much you are getting? 2,200. I'll explain everything. देखो. 1000 shares paid 2 rupees. You have paid application. Application received. बनाओ ये working note 1. 1000 पे due. Application due. Actually, the confusion was they nowhere gave the application as adjusted in allotment. But nothing given, then we'll do it according to the institute's method. Application received is 1000 into 2. Due is 600 into 2. 1200. 800 is excess. Now, equity share allotment due. 1000 into 5. 5,000. By 1000, sorry. 600 only are allotted, no? 600 into 5, 3000. In that, excess edges 800. And now, equity share allotment due 2200. ये हो गया आपका टैली, पर आप लिख लो. I'll explain again. Write it quickly. I'll explain again. Okay, listen now. Application is received 1000, but allotment is got 600. 800 excess, generally they refund, but nothing given, then we can use it for allotment. Allotment now, out of 1000, only 600 is allotted. So only for 600 shares allotment is due. And now 800 you have already received. So remaining allotment is due. 2200. क्लियर है आप सबको? Yeah, at the end I will show dear what you have missed. Just let me complete this, please. So now equity share capital, whatever you have called up, reverse. Premium, reverse only if you have not received. Forfeit, only application money received. Allotment called but not received. So reverse 3,000. But out of 3,800 is received now. So reverse 2,200. Final call due but not received. What is due but not received? Due reverse. Due but not received, due reverse. Is this clear to all of you? 13th problem. Yes? Right. Can we write some booster note for this? Right from the beginning. कुछ तो points याद रहना है उसके लिए. थोड़ा 5 minutes. And then for feature, I will take tomorrow, provided you read and come all this. New topic. Issue of shares at par, premium and discount. So discount you cannot, premium you keep in securities premium. Under issue, over issue, वो तो clear है, securities premium में जाएगा. Points to remember में I am getting only this. Call in arrears. Pay 10% interest. Call in advance. Call in arrears. अच्छा पे मतलब सॉरी उल्टा लिखो ना. We write from company's viewpoint. Call in arrears पे we will receive 10% interest. Call in advance पे we will pay 12% interest. Application is received first, then credited to share capital account. Application, bank to application is received first, then credited to share capital account. Whereas allotment, first call, due first through share capital account. Allotment and all is due first through share capital account. Allotment first call is due first through the share capital account. And then amount received. Call in arrears. बाकी तो सब क्लियर ही है आपको. अच्छा है, क्लियर है. ओके, नाउ रिसीव. राइट डाउन फोर फीचर. फोर फीचर के लिए खास लिखो बिकॉज 2 marks beautiful small entries are asked. Equity share capital debit only called up amount. If you have called 8 rupees, 8. If you have called 12 rupees with premium, pura. Equity share capital debit only called up. Securities premium debit. Securities premium कब debit करोगे? Only if not received. Like securities premium is due with allotment and allotment is not received of, then only debit. Only if not received. 2. Equity share allotment to equity first call. Due but not received. These are due but not received. So you reverse it. If it is due and if it is not received, then you reverse it. And last, balancing figure. Forfeited shares. Bracket में balancing figure भी लिखो और नीचे लिखो due and received. Whatever is received, forfeit. Whatever is due and not received, reverse. Securities premium debit only if it is, and this is logic. This is not buttify. You understand? You can't debit the securities premium once it is received, it's gone, bye-bye. And equity share capital debit. That's all for today. Anyone is having any doubt from 1 to this problem in the flow? Every problem we have learned concept, pro rata allotment and all. It was very easy. Make sure one pro rata allotment and one ninth problem with interest what we did. Revise it at home and we will do forfeiture of shares in the next class. Okay? Right. Any other problem anyone is having doubt? No? Right. Those who have missed in between, there may be network issue and all. Wait, I will share the screen now. I'll stop the recording and I'll share the screen. You can write it. No problem. Okay, bye-bye all of you. Thank you.